Coming up in this episode of the Theme Park News Show, I share more details about the new area coming to Energylandia. Along with that, we take a first look inside Rulantica at Europa Park and much more. It's Friday the 1st of November 2019 and this is the Theme Park News Show. I'm Sean Sandbrook and welcome to the Theme Park News Show. I hope you all had a spooktacular Halloween yesterday. Me and Charlotte went up to Alton Towers Scarefest, did all of the different mazes up there, had some great scares yesterday and also some night rides as well. And also just soaked up the Halloween atmosphere across the park. What did you do for Halloween? Comment down below on the video and let us know. In terms of videos here on the channel, all of our vlogs from me and Charlotte's trip to Florida are now online here on the channel. There's been new videos this week from Epcot, Busch Gardens, Tampa Bay, and also a return to Halloween Horror Nights as well. So make sure you check them all out. They're all in that dedicated playlist from our Florida trip 2019. Now, along with that, of course, we had a new episode of Planet Coaster. That series is set to continue into winter as well, along with so much more that I've got planned to keep you guys entertained over the winter season. So more about that over the next couple of weeks. But yes, there's still a few of our Halloween videos to come online. Over the next few days, we'll have Europa Park Halloween, Disneyland Paris, and also a couple more UK scare events that we've been to over the past few days as well. Anyway, let's move over to the theme park news. Not loads going on this week in the theme park industry. Like I say, it's more being all about the Halloween events, and you know, a lot of parks will start to announce things for 2020 over the next month or so. So it's going to be very exciting to follow that here on the channel as we move into winter. But nevertheless, there's still some bits to talk about. So let's move into news on the tracks. Let's start off then by talking about Energylandia and their 2020 project. Now, when they announced their new roller coaster for next year, we all originally thought that it was actually going to be called Aqualantis. However, that isn't the name for the coaster. That is set to be the name for the full new themed area that's going to be opening. And yeah, this week we've got some more details to share on this new area. Now, the coaster itself is actually going to be called Abyssus, which is quite an interesting name. I like the whole feel of that with the area. I think it fits in well with Aqualantis as well. Now, with this, there's going to be some other new rides in the area, and not just the Vekoma Shockwave coaster. That, bear in mind, if they just put that in, I think we'd all have been very happy. It looks amazing, the theming around there. And we've got some new images from Joravision, who are the company that are responsible for all the theming of this new area and the coaster itself. And yeah, I'm going to share them with you all now across the next couple of minutes. But yeah, so we know there's going to be some other new rides as part of this area. There's actually going to be a Zamperla Disco going into here as well. Looks like that's going to form part of the entrance area to this whole section of the park. Along with that, we can see there's going to be a relaxing style boat ride. You know, we might go into a little dark ride section possibly, maybe a bit like Merlin's Quest at Toverland, something along those lines. But it looks like you'll interact a bit with the coaster and other paths in the area and get some really nice views. A bit of a gentle, relaxing ride next to this huge thrill coaster. Along with that as well, there's going to be some form of interactive water ride with spinning boats there. Looks like there's going to be 2 turntables, each with various boats on, and yeah, be an interactive water adventure, you know, where you can squirt other riders on there, and yeah, a bit of a unique take on a splash battle really, a bit like if you've been to Blackpool Pleasure Beach and been on SpongeBob Splash Bash there, that sort of style ride. However, 2 of them joined together for this experience. Obviously Splash Bash is just the one. Also in the area, there's going to be a new high dive show, a shop and a restaurant as well, all of which will be themed to fit this whole area, what they're going for, and it looks absolutely fantastic. Abyssus, the coaster, some more images from that have been released, and I must say, it looks like it's going to be an absolutely awesome addition to Europe in 2020. I'll certainly be going out there next year, and I'm sure a lot of you will be too, so make sure you let me know down below in the video comments. And if you are planning a trip, I've filmed a travel vlog, various different looks at the park, and also the accommodation nearby as well. I stayed at the Western Camp when I went earlier this year, and yeah, you know what, I really recommend a visit out to Poland, 2 parks near each other as well. Legendia is not too far away, and yeah, make a few days of it, go and have a trip, because it looks like next year is going to be absolutely amazing for them. Moving on then from that, over to Great Yarmouth Pleasure Beach here in the UK. They have announced the removal of a ride. Mulan, which is a caterpillar style ride, is set to be leaving the park this winter. It's been at the park for over 20 years. It's a really good ride. A lot of people have been there and sort of grown up with it. And yeah, it's sad to see it go. However, something new is going to be replacing it, and that's the key. I think a lot of us do get sad when classic rides are removed from parks. However, when they get replaced by something, it's not as bad. You know, like, because it's kind of like, oh, you know, it heals the wound, doesn't it? Something else is coming in. And yeah, it looks really interesting, this. A new attraction will open in 2020. Bear in mind, Air Max 360 was supposed to be coming to the park this year. However, it then went to Fantasy Island in Ingolmel, Skegness. However, it's not there anymore because it's gone somewhere else. So yeah, really interesting what happened with that ride and new investments. But yeah, this looks like it's going to be their own ride coming in for next year. And that's a good thing. I think Air Max 360 was on like a lease with someone else who owned it, whereas with this we can assume that it's going to be actually bought by the park, like some of the other rides what they had a few years ago, like the Jumbos ride and a couple of other bits. But yeah, it seems like it's going to be their own ride, so they can do what they want with it and keep it as a permanent installation at the park. But yes, it looks like it's going to be a new spinning ride similar to a Zamperla Air Race, but actually built by SBF Visa. They've done a lot of rides, in fact quite a few of the rides that have opened at the park in the past few years, and yeah, it looks like it'll be a really good addition to Great Yarmouth Pleasure Beach. Got a couple of images here. Bear in mind, these don't exist at the moment. If it does open next year, it will be the only one of its kind out there in the world. Obviously, I'm sure more models will get sold to other parks and maybe even travelling around on the fair circuit. But yeah, it's good to see a new investment coming in. The new ride's set to cost around £500,000, and like I say, SPF have done a lot of different rides, coasters, travelling rides, flat rides, and so much more. And I look forward to covering it here on Theme Park Worldwide. And of course, I go down there every year. Love going for the classic Scenic Railway roller coaster. And yeah, it'd be good to see a new investment coming into Great Yarmouth Pleasure Beach in 2020. Now, there's just over 3 weeks to go until the opening of Rulantica, the new water world at Europa Park in Germany. And yes, we've got a first look inside the water park with some new promotional images that the park have released. So I'll put them all in over the next couple of minutes whilst I'm talking about it. Now, the new water park, Rulantica, will open on the 28th of November. Now, earlier this year, they actually opened a new hotel. That was Kronosar. I stayed there on the opening night, and check out the vlog if you've not yet seen it. And yeah, the new water park is actually connected to the hotel via a walkway, and along with that as well, there's got a large car park next to it with an outdoor walkway for day guests who are going to the water park. Now, in this park, it looks absolutely amazing with the quality of the theming. I must say, I feel like you're going to step into this world, all the different themed areas, and be very immersed in it all. And I think it looks really, really close to the concept art, actually. I'd say there's a few areas, maybe the transitions between the areas that could maybe be worked on. But bear in mind, there's still over 3 weeks to go until this project opens. Now, as we can see, lots of quality theming inside. I like the fake trees, to be honest. They look really good in there. And yeah, you've got 17 slides, a 250-metre long lazy river, and the largest wave pool in Germany, and you can see that in one of the images there. Love a good wave pool. Bear in mind, there's a lot of competition in mainland Europe, and especially in Germany, for water parks. So Europa Park have gone in there with something spectacular. Bear in mind, this is only phase 1. There's room for development there and expansion if it proves popular, which I'm sure it will do, especially over winter. But yes, the thing with this, you know, it's immersing you into these themed worlds. They've not just gone in with a bland water park or gone with like a tropical theme. You know, they've gone with something completely different, and I feel like it's going to be a real success for them. I'm hoping for some more smaller details in terms of the theming. You know, I do feel like there's some areas that look a bit blank, and especially the outside, there's a lot more work to be done. From seeing a few images that a friend took the other day, it seems like the outside has got a lot of work to do over the next few weeks. So let's hope that everything's going to be ready. But I'm sure the inside will 100% be ready for the 28th of November. I would say they're focused on that. And then worst case scenario, if they can't get the outside finished, they may open that later. But fingers crossed, at the moment, it's all scheduled to open indoors and outdoors on the 28th of November. So let's see what happens. They've got to get working a bit quicker with the outside. But let's hope that it's all ready, and I look forward to visiting at some point in the near future. Final piece of news to talk about then this week is the opening of a brand new theme park in New Jersey and not too far away from New York. And this is Nickelodeon Universe at the American Dream Mall. In fact, it's not just the theme park that's opened. The whole mall is a new project. It's been in the works for many years, but finally it has opened, and the theme park's open too. We was originally hoping to visit earlier this year as part of our America road trip because we ended it in New York, but more about that in just a moment. In terms of the new park itself, it's got various different rides and roller coasters and some little bits of theming. However, there's some areas that do look a little bit bland. With it all being an indoor theme park, was kind of hoping for a bit more in terms of scenery around, but yeah, it looks a bit, a bit blank. I'll put in a few photos, like I say, whilst I'm talking about it. Some of the rides are still not yet operational. However, the Takabisha clone from Fuji-Q Highlands in Japan has opened, and it looks absolutely awesome. What it looks like with this area is that it all interacts with different rides and walkways, and I think it'll have a really nice feel to it. Like, you'll walk through it and the atmosphere will be amazing. Sort of seeing all these rides running around, a bit like, when you go to Pleasure Beach or Lund or something like that, you've got rides everywhere. I think it's going to have that feel going on here. And yeah, I must say, it looks like it's going to be a really nice park when it's all opened. I believe visitor numbers over the past few days have been good, so I look forward to seeing it when I actually visit there in a few weeks' time. As you may have heard from our social media platforms, I'm actually heading out to IAAPA this year, which is a big trade show in Orlando, Florida. I'm heading out there in just under 3 weeks' time. Really excited to go and do that event and spend 3 days there talking with the industry professionals, manufacturers, and so much more, and bringing videos to you guys here on the channel and also updates on our social media. On the way back from that, I'm actually doing a connecting flight via New York to go and visit this new park. So I'm looking forward to it. Spend a couple of days in New York and yeah, go and experience this new park as well. So you'll get to see a vlog and a review and so much more here on Theme Park Worldwide towards the end of November once I've come back from that park trip. But yeah, all very exciting. We may be moving into the closed season, but there's so much going on to look forward to here on Theme Park Worldwide. It's now time for Where Am I? Where am I? So welcome to Where Am I? And well done to anybody who got it right last week, because I showed you this zoomed in image just here, and a few of you did get it right. I was standing out the front of the studio tram tour in Walt Disney Studios at Disneyland Paris. The main reason I took that selfie was because that entrance is going to be demolished soon, this winter in fact, to make way for the new path what's going to lead down to the Studio Lake as part of the Walt Disney Studios expansion. Yeah, it's all very exciting. The tram tour will be staying, but as a Cars themed attraction, and there'll be a new entrance to it as well. Actually, this week in my new vlog from Disneyland Paris, I'll be talking more about it and taking a last ride on the tram tour, so make sure you check it out when it goes online over the weekend. But here we go, here's a new image for you all. Where am I in this photo? I'm zoomed in somewhere and I'll reveal exactly where it is in next week's episode. Get your comments coming in down below. So it's time for the final section of this week's episode. It is your theme park moments, the part of the show where you can have your picture featured here on Theme Park Worldwide. All you need to do is send them in to us via social media. Send it as a message either on Instagram or Facebook. Charlotte will get back to you and then we'll put them in for next week's episode. Let's have a look at what's been sent in for this week. Loads to get through. We've got Heather with a Wicker Man on-ride photo. We've got Clayton at Disneyland Paris just there. We've then got Jack who had a picture with me. We've then got Jake with a Wicker Man on-ride photo. And then Abby's up next, also at Alton Towers there. We've then got Isabel with a 13 on-ride photo. And then we've got Aston and his brother at Portaventura. We've then got Victor also at Portaventura there. And then we've got Henry with the Saw on-ride photo. Up next we've got Lewis at Alton Towers. And then we've got Dave and Lisa also at Alton Towers. Then we've got Henry at Universal. And then we've got Jack and friends at Adventure Island. Loving axes in the background there as well. And then we've got Ben with a Colossus on-ride photo. And then we've got Kate and the family with me and Charlotte. Lovely to meet you. And I'll say it again, I say it always. If you do see us at the parks, come over, have a quick chat, come and have a photo. It's always nice to meet people that watch our YouTube channel. Moving on, we've got Thomas on Icon just there. And then we've got Finley at the Polis Parks, Legendia and Energylandia. We've then got Rachel, who had a picture with me and Charlotte. And then also with me and Charlotte, you've got Kyle. Up next we've got Stanley with me and Alex, and then we've got Henry at Thorpe Park. Up next we've got Alex and friends at Alton Towers, and then we've got Arlo with the Alton Ancestors. Love the spooky entertainment at Scarefest. We then got Michael with a Swarm on-ride photo, and moving on from that, James at Phantasialand. We then got Theo with a Galactica on-ride photo, and then we've got Matthew with a Stealth on-ride picture there. Up next we've got Natalie at Fantasy Island, and then we've got Neil on Stealth. Up next we've got David, Becky and Harry at Alton Towers, and then we've got Jenny with a Stealth on-ride photo. Up next we've got Adam at Warwick Castle, there for the Haunted Castle event, and then we've got David with a Stealth on-ride photo. Moving on from that, we've got Dave at Blackpool Pleasure Beach, and then we've got Cameron on Helix there as well. Up next we've got Alex at Thorpe Park, and then Callum who had a picture with me. Up next then we've got Frankie there on Colossus, and then we've got Liam, Ethan, Charlotte and Chloe at Hollywood Studios. George is up next who had a picture with me, and then Jacob with me and Charlotte. Moving on we've got Mark and Naomi at Walt Disney World, and then we've got Tyler who had a picture with me. We've also got James who met me there as well, and also Jake, so thank you for sending those in. Then we've got Michelle and Bethany at Alton Towers, and then we've got David at Alton Towers there as well. Moving on, we've got Emma who had a photo with Lee, and then we've got Samuel and James on the Smiler. Moving on, we've got Vicky and Jack at Dreamland. We then got Annie who had a picture with Harry, and the final photo this week comes in from Aaron at York Hollowscreen. We then got the birthdays, so a big happy birthday from me and Charlotte and everyone here at Theme Park Worldwide to Isabel, Emily, Henry, Max and also George. Thanks to all of you for watching Theme Park Worldwide, and we hope you had a great birthday. Like I said, just get your photos sent in for next Friday's episode. I'll be back next Friday at 5 here on Theme Park Worldwide. Of course, loads more videos to come every day this week as we continue into winter. Daily uploads will also continue here on the channel. Thank you very much for watching, and that means it's time to cue those credits. See you next week.